Good morning, students, and happy Tuesday. I am Julia Williams. I'm an ELA teacher at Callaway Smith, 6th grade. I hope you are all safe and doing what you're supposed to do at home. You're doing your schoolwork, you're motivated, and hopefully after this lesson, you'll be really motivated to read. Now, today we're going to talk about analyzing text structure. Now, we've done this before. You know what that is. We're going to break down the text for a deeper understanding and focus on annotating the text as well. Let's get started. It's not working. Sorry. All right, now, how do the structural components of informational text contribute to the development of text meaning? Now, sometimes the text structure of text contributes to the overall meaning of the text by organizing in a way that ideas are developed. Text can be broken up into sentences, paragraphs, chapters, as well as sections. So we know that sentences fit together to form paragraphs. Now, every paragraph serves a purpose. So when we read, we have to focus on each part of the text and understand what is the author really trying to say? What does he want us to understand? Everything fits together when you read. There are different functions of text. The function of a text is to grab the reader's attention. It's called an attention grabber. Just like when you write, when you become the author, you also write that first hook sentence to grab your reader's attention. You want to pull them in and make sure that they keep and continue to read whatever it is that you're writing. Now, text authors use text structure to organize information in a meaningful way. This is sometimes they incorporate figurative language and other types of things to get your attention. There are different types of text structures. The first type of text structure is chronological order. Now, this is when the passage is written in the order of how the events happened or how they will happen. So you're used to this. This is basically when we're talking about when the story begins from the beginning, middle, to the end. Second type of text structure is cause and effect. Now, this is when a passage shows how one thing happened, which is the cause, and it leads to something that's happening. That's the effect. Kind of like now, we're spending a lot of time with our families, and you probably are interacting with your brothers and sisters. So if you interact with each other, maybe brother kicked you or something for no reason. He's just bored and he wants to play, and that's the cause. But the effect is maybe you got a little bit upset or you went and told mom or dad. Now, our third type of text structure is problem and solution. You've heard of that before. This is when we're dealing with plot. This is what goes wrong and how it is solved or the problem is fixed. So if we were to review plot, we're talking about the beginning. The whole purpose of a story when we have a plot is because there's an issue, there's a conflict, which is your problem. Your whole story happens because of the problem, and by the end, the problem is eventually solved. Now, our last text structure is comparing and contrasting. So when we compare and contrast, we can compare events, ideas, people, things, and different things of that nature. This is when we're telling similarities and differences. Now, let's focus on identifying the main idea dealing with those textual structures. Let's recall main idea. Main idea is what the story is mostly about. It's what the author wants you to know. Now, we're going to look at a few excerpts. And in those excerpts, we're going to discuss main idea topics, and we're going to discuss those details that fit into the overall structure of the text. The first excerpt. 16 years ago, Karen and William met while at a beach in Italy. They fell madly in love and got married within a month. That was pretty quick. The couple hasn't been apart for more than a day. That means they're together 24/7, kind of like you're experiencing now because you're being quarantined. Now, let's focus on the text. So we're 16 years ago, they met, they got married within a month. It didn't say anything else. It said they're together all the time, so we can assume that they're still together. Now, let's think about it. What's the main idea for this text? What is this mostly about? Is it that Karen and William met on a beach? Or Karen and William were married for 16 years and they only dated for a month? Well, let's think about it. They did say it was 16 years ago, so I can assume that they are married for those 16 years. Also, it said that the couple hasn't been apart for more than a day. What do you think? Yes, you're correct. Karen and William are married for 16 years, even though they only dated for a month. Let's move on to that second excerpt. Now, Karen and William now have 3 children, even though they couldn't picture themselves as parents. That's odd. Their love for their children is evident. Karen and William are great parents who would do anything for their kids. That sounds great. That's probably the same thing going on with you and your parents right now. They'll do anything for you. They're trying to homeschool you now. So let's break that down. Karen and William have 3 children, although they didn't really want kids. They didn't think that they were going to be parents. They love their children, and they're great parents. Well, what is this excerpt about? Is it Karen and William are great parents, or Karen and William never wanted children? I agree. You are correct. Karen and William are great parents. You're doing awesome. Let's move on to the third excerpt and see how well you do. When their oldest daughter lost her hair from chemo, Karen shaved her brown locks off too. When their son needed a kidney, William gave his. That takes a lot of strength and energy to give up those types of things. That's pretty strong. I don't know what I'll do if I had to shave my hair off. Well, we put all that together. What do you think this excerpt is about? Well, is it that the couple's daughter had cancer? Or is the family, do they like to help each other? Let's think about it for a second. The oldest daughter lost her hair to chemo. Karen shaved her hair too. Son needed a kidney. Dad gave it. You are correct. The family helps each other. They're awesome. You did great. This is really wonderful. Now, let's put all that together, because when we read and we're focusing on our textual structures and why the author wrote, he gives us a main idea in every single paragraph. It is our job to take that text, put it all together, and form one main idea for the entire text. This shows how the text flows and functions together. Again, let's think back in the beginning. Every part of the text fits together for a reason. They have something to solve. So, when we put all that together, now we can think about all 3 of the main ideas that we concluded from each paragraph. And if we put that information together, then we can formulate the entire main idea for the entire text. So, what are all these excerpts mostly about? Is it A, the couple has been married for 16 years? Or is it B, the couple loves each other and their family? Both sound really good, don't they? Both are true. They both make sense. But which one is the better choice? They have been married for 16 years. They're still together every day. The couple loves each other and their family. Well, if I focus on A, it's a good answer, but it doesn't quite tell me enough. Was all 3 paragraphs about them being married for 16 years? You're right, I don't think so. So I don't think that's the answer? You are correct. I think B is our answer. The couple loves each other and their family. You did an awesome job. Now, let's put that to the test. Let's see if you can do this a little bit on your own. Let's try reading another excerpt that's going to focus a little bit deeper, a little different story, but we're kind of doing the same thing. It is called The Tortoise versus Turtles. Sounds like the same thing to me, doesn't it? Let's find out. Tortoises and turtles are both reptiles and may look alike, but they are not the same creature. I thought they were. That's strange. One of the biggest differences between the two animals is that tortoises live on land while turtles live in and around the water. That's strange. I didn't know that. I thought they all did the same thing. It's kind of weird, huh? Now, both have adapted to live in a different place, which means that their bodies are different. Well, how are their bodies different? It says that most turtles have flat shells and webbed feet that help them swim. Flat shells. I don't think I've ever noticed that. Tortoises, on the other hand, right here. Tortoises, on the other hand, have dome-shaped shells and strong, short legs that help them get around on land. Short legs, that's funny. I bet they move really fast. It's so cute just running around. Now let's just break this down because we've already discussed that every part of the text, it serves a purpose. So we're only going to focus on the first paragraph. We've got to learn when we're reading to take our time. It's not okay to just simply dig in and read all of that at one time. We want to break it down for a deeper understanding. And in order for us to do that, we got to break that small piece of text down, analyze it, so that we can understand how it fits into the overall structure of the text. Did it again, sorry. Now, we're talking about turtles and tortoises. What are they doing here? In the beginning, we talked about text structure, and we understood that there are different types of text structure. We had compare and contrast, cause and effect, problem and solution, as well as chronological order. Which one do you think the author is using right now? You're correct. I believe that the author is comparing and contrasting the tortoises versus the turtles. Well, when you think back to elementary days, our title helped us with that. And the first sentence, it states that the tortoises and the turtles are both reptiles. What are they doing there? They're making a comparison. Yes, you're correct. And then they also stated that they may look alike, but there's a but here. They're telling us something is about to change. They are not the same creature. So the very first sentence verifies that the author is comparing and contrasting. Very good. Now, it goes on to state that one of the biggest differences between the two animals is that tortoises live on land while turtles live in and around the water. So the author is still making a comparison. Very good. That third sentence states that both have adapted to live in a different place, which means that their bodies are different. So they had to adapt. It's kind of like being hot and being cold. You have to adapt to your surroundings. They're doing the same things. Now, most turtles have flat shells and webbed feet that help them swim. Now, when they talked about the turtles, they're talking about their feet and their shells helping them swim. But the tortoises, on the other hand, again, it talked about their shells being dome-shaped. Here we go again. The little short legs. They got those short legs that get them around on that land. I bet they move really fast. Although we know that turtles and tortoises, they're known to be a slow-moving animal. Now, if we focus on that first paragraph, we have determined that we believe the author is making a comparison. Second paragraph. Tortoises and turtles both live longer than many other animals. Tortoises live the longest. Wow. They can live for between 80 and 150 years. By gosh, that's a long time. Turtles live for 20 to 40 years. So, are we still making a comparison? You are correct. Yes, we are. We're still comparing the two animals. Although they are very similar, they're also very different. Now, when we think about their ages, 80 to 150, 20, even to 40, it's way older than me. You got to understand that. I hope I live that long, but that's a pretty big deal. But that's a big comparison in their ages. Now, we've covered the entire passage now, and we focused on each paragraph separately. So, when we're thinking about text structure, we have to be able to focus on what is the author really trying to tell us? What is this text completely about? Which statement is true based on the passage? Is it A, the author describes how tortoises' dome-shaped shells help them move around? Well, that sounds really well. It is a good statement. They do have dome-shaped shells. But I don't think that the author stated that the shells help them move around. It was the short legs. You are correct. Short legs is what makes them move around. So I think if we use the process of elimination, we can get rid of A. Good job. Well, what about B? The author talks about turtles and explains why they do not live as long as tortoises. He did talk about that. He talked about the age difference between 80 and 150 for tortoises and 20 to 40 for turtles. But this was only stated in the second paragraph. So I can assume that this is not what the entire text was about when we connect the two paragraphs. So let's go ahead and eliminate B. Now we're left with C and D. C, the author explains that tortoises are stronger than turtles because they live longer. Sounds good. I would like to think that the tortoises are stronger. They sound like they're better. They live longer. But the author didn't actually make that statement, did he? He did not say that the tortoises are stronger because they live longer. That doesn't make any sense. Some people live a long time, but it doesn't mean they're strong. Their immune system could be weak and they don't do so well. Same thing with those animals. So I think we want to eliminate C as well, but we're not going to quite get rid of it just yet because we still have one more solution here, and we got to make sure that we choose the better choice. D, the author compares tortoises and turtles and explains how they are different. Let's think back. What did we determine that the entire text was doing? What did the author do? He made a comparison. You're correct. So I believe D is the better choice. What do you think? Yes, you have been awesome. You've been correct the entire time. You've been doing an awesome job. Yay, give yourself a pat on the back. Now, let's recap. Today we have discussed how we're analyzing how particular sentences, chapters, paragraphs, even stanzas, if we focus on poems, and we're going to do that at a later date, how they all fit into the overall structure of the text, and it contributes to the development of the text. You're doing an awesome job. Tune in next week, next Tuesday, same time, same channel. I'll be here. You'll be here as well. And we will continue this lesson. Focus a little bit deeper. I need you focused, doing your work, being pleasant at home, being nice with parents, do your work. Also, study. You still have to study. You know what I expect? All your teachers expect you to study. Do your best. Be your best. And I'll see you next week. Have a good day. Good jobs.